Welcome to the Her Story Circle podcast, the podcast that brings you the extraordinary tales of everyday women who are changing the world. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. Every week, we dive into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of women from all four corners of the globe. We're here to inspire, enlighten, and connect, sharing stories that uplift and empower. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and join us as we explore the incredible journeys of women shaping our future. This is Her Story, where every woman's voice matters. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Story Circle. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating young woman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Hi, my name is Serena Edwards. I am based in New South Wales, Australia. I'm 34 years old and I'm the founder of Elegantly Empowered. A few years ago, I needed to leave an abusive relationship and I went through a difficult separation and child custody case. When I made the decision to leave, I didn't realize the battles that came post-separation, and I felt like that I had hit rock bottom. I needed to take a moment to reflect on my situation, where I was, how I got there, and how I was going to move forward. Through implementing key strategies, I was able to rebuild my life, not only as a mother and employee, but also as a person, a woman of worth and value. After a successful trial, I felt empowered and passionate about helping other women who may not fully recognize their self-worth. This led me to become a certified life coach and establish Elegantly Empowered. My goal is to share these strategies and empower other women to embrace their worth, live a life in confidence and positivity.
So, Serena, you were inspired by your own personal experience to become a certified life coach, and you founded Elegantly Empowered. What has that done for you personally, and what are you finding are the results for your clients?
Yeah, so personally, it's actually been very empowering for me to be able to build something that, I've worked hard for, I've studied for it, and coming out of a relationship where you have been put down, you're told that you're not going to amount to anything. So to have founded this, to be successful at it, is really empowering for myself and I think for all women. And for my clients to have someone believe in them when maybe they don't believe in themselves is really inspiring and really good for them as well, to have someone see that light and that strength in you, I think is really important.
So, how has your coaching at Elegantly Empowered specifically helped women in their personal growth journey and confidence building?
Yeah, so I empower women by helping them recognize their worth and their value as individuals. And we do this through positivity work. We focus on shifting mindsets, cultivating positive self-talk, practicing gratitude, establishing healthy boundaries, which is really important. We work through setting achievable goals, and we celebrate each milestone to keep up the momentum. Yeah, my coaching approach at Elegantly Empowered is designed to uplift women, empower them to embrace their worth, and support them. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, with your background in bookkeeping and coaching, how do you balance these two professions? And do you find any synergy between them?
Yeah, so I've made the decision to prioritize my life coaching business. So I've transitioned away from my career in bookkeeping. So I don't need to find a balance between the two per se, but in my coaching practice, I recognize the importance of budgeting, tracking finances, and promoting financial empowerment. I believe that achieving financial awareness contributes to overall empowerment. So by combining my expertise in bookkeeping and coaching, I can help individuals understand the value of financial management and how it can positively impact their lives.
That's awesome. So, in your view, how important is financial literacy in the empowerment of women? And how do you incorporate this aspect in your coaching?
It is absolutely crucial for women to have a clear understanding of their finances.
Yes.
We are in a world where men have traditionally been in control of the money and dictating how the spending of it.
Yeah.
And as women, we need to empower ourselves to make conscious choices for our own well-being and for our families.
Yeah.
And a personal experience of this was when I left my ex-partner, and he had completely drained our bank accounts. So I had nothing. And thankfully, my knowledge of bookkeeping and financial management, I was able to handle the situation and save better than if I didn't possess that knowledge. So, yeah, in my coaching, I place a great emphasis on incorporating financial literacy into my guidance. I aim to help women develop the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively manage their finances and make informed decisions.
That's good. So, what are some of the main challenges that you face in empowering women, and how do you address these in your coaching practice?
A significant obstacle I personally face is striking a work-life balance because
Yes.
I'm very passionate about what I do. To overcome this, I have established clear boundaries with regard to my working hours and where I work. And one challenge that I often encounter with my clients is that while they desire self-improvement and a more positive lifestyle, they struggle with recognizing their own worth and justifying the financial investment required for personal development in themselves. Therefore, I focus on demonstrating their value and worthiness to encourage them to invest the time and resources in themselves through authentic communication.
That's wonderful. That whole self value aspect of a woman's life is so important. Can you describe how your communication skills have played a role in your effectiveness as a coach?
Yeah, well, effective communication is a fundamental to success in all industries. For me, active listening is a crucial component for my communication approach. And I also observe and interpret my clients' nonverbal cues to better understand their emotions and thoughts.
Mhm.
Things like empathy and respect are fundamental and aim to provide a comfortable and supportive environment for my clients.
Okay.
Um, a non-judgmental approach is vital because we need to create a safe and secure space for women to share their thoughts and emotions freely without fear of criticism, or more importantly, without a fear of rejection. So by fostering effective communication, I can better understand my clients' needs, tailor my approach to their requirements, and effectively assist them on their journeys.
That's wonderful. Now, a lot of women find themselves trapped in relationships
Mhm.
and don't really know how to get out. What was the breaking point for you where you made that final decision that this was not good for you, this was not good for your family?
Yeah, great question. So for me personally, I felt like I was being shut down. So I was in a psychologically abusive relationship
Mm.
where it's a little bit harder to see than maybe a physically abusive. But
Yes.
the breaking point for me was when I felt like the light within me was about to go out.
Mm.
And you might not understand some people might not understand that, but
I
I
get
just
it.
thought if I stay here, this light is going to go out, and this light is who I am. So something has to change. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that statement. When something inside you is dying and you feel it with every cell in your body and you have to act on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what were the steps that you took preparation to leave? Because sometimes you can't just pack your bags and go back home. Sometimes women don't have options. What were the preparations that you took, and what would you recommend a woman in a similar position should do?
Yeah. So I ended up moving to this small apartment.
Mhm.
Um, so I was still working at the time, so I had only enough money. So we were still doing shared care
Right.
um, at, at that stage. So I had enough money for my rent at a small apartment, my car repayments, and to feed the kids when they were over. So I wasn't eating on the days that I didn't have the kids. Um, and I actually lost everyone in my life. I didn't even realize I'd been removed from my family. I'd been removed from my, original friends coming into that relationship.
Yeah.
And so everyone that we had made, friendship wise, all, all believed his lies, all left, literally felt like I had no one. Um,
Hmm.
so sorry. Really hard to talk about.
I know.
Um, so how did I keep moving forward? Look, I had to learn that I guess at the core of it that I had to love myself and I had to learn to love myself and I had to learn what are healthy boundaries. I had to um, make sure that I was saving. I had to, like, what little I could. I had
Yeah.
to, keep pushing in my job. I didn't, you don't have time to break, right? So you just go into survival action. And I don't like to say that I'm a survivor. I like to say that I'm a conqueror.
Mm. I love that. That's a very powerful stance to take, right?
Yeah.
Because
So,
you managed to come out of it, and here you are sharing your story. Just absolutely incredible. Now, if I could take you back to the younger you, this young woman who was trapped in a relationship and was struggling to get out, if you
mhm.
could go back and give yourself three nuggets of wisdom, three things that you've learned from this experience, what would those three nuggets of wisdom be?
Okay. 3. So you do not have to stay if it's not right. You don't have to stay. Divorce is not a last option when there is abuse involved. Divorce is okay. It's not going to mark you. You are loved, and you have people in your life who love you. And if these people leave you because you've had to leave, if they do not stay, if they want to believe lies about you, then they are not for you. It's going to be okay. It's going to take hard work. You might cry a lot, but you will be okay.
All right. So now let's talk about the future.
Okay.
Let's have a little thought experiment. And I'm going to teleport you into the future to go and meet the 90-year-old you. And you're sitting in your rocking chair, surrounded by your children, your dogs, your cats, whoever is there with you at that time. If you can go and have a conversation with this wise woman who's led you to this point, what would you say to her when you finally meet her? Again,
I would say, I'm going to cry. I would say, thank you. Thank you for working hard, and even when you wanted to quit, even when you felt like you couldn't keep going, thank you for pushing on. Thank you. Thank you for raising amazing children. And yeah, I think I would just say thank you.
That's absolutely beautiful. And it's interesting that you got so emotional, because I love asking that question, because a lot of women don't realize that the wise woman is already in us. She's already there guiding you. That little voice in your head that prompts you to take action. And a lot of times we don't trust her. I love asking this question because we forget the power that's within us as women. Trusting our intuition, trusting our gut. When something doesn't feel right and it doesn't feel good for you, you need to honor that and get out of that situation.
Absolutely.
So it's really beautiful that you're thankful that she's there and she's with you. She's already with you. I absolutely love this interview.
I wasn't expecting to cry. I couldn't barely talk.
Oh man. Yeah, that's powerful stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the impact that this all had on your children. How many kids did you have? What was the experience like for the kids?
So at the time I had 5 kids, all pretty young, probably between 4 and 10. It was really difficult for them, particularly when the other party would lie and say, some mean things to them. To be honest, I didn't even fully understand the impact until they were brought into my care for most of the time. The things that had been said, the things that they had, I guess, been exposed to, I wish I could have protected them more through that. When I finally got them, I think it took a while for them to settle and to, I guess, just take that deep breath that we all need to take when we come through trauma. But they are all thriving now. And, they still have contact with the other party, which is good because dads are important. But they're mostly here. They're safe. And yeah.
That's awesome. So is there anything else you want to add to the podcast interview?
I think
Maybe
that we've covered it. Sorry?
a message to women who might be in similar situations?
Yeah, I think if you're in a similar situation, I think don't look at the whole picture. Break it down into what steps do I need to take today, because it can be so overwhelming and you can get lost and drained in the whole of it. There are really great support networks out there if you don't have family and friends. I can't think of any on the top of my head. I know that in New South Wales we have some really good ones that can help you, that can provide a home and counseling and things if that's what you need to get out. So I just don't want you to feel stuck if there's steps that you have to take. I really encourage you to take them, for your kids, but also for yourself. You are important. Okay. I know that as moms, we go, well, it's for my kids. My kids are important. Yeah. Your kids are beautiful and they're great, but also so are you. So, just take one step at a time, make a plan, focus on the next step. It's a very uphill battle. So, keep at it, work hard.
Yeah, what I'm hearing as well is the importance of knowing that you matter.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Like self-worthiness really needs to kick in, right?
Yeah. That's my whole elegantly empowered thing. Is you matter so much. You are beautiful, you are amazing, you bring something to this life, to the people around you. You are so important.
That's a very crucial message, because as women, again, we forget our own value, and which is why we find ourselves in the situations we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming online and gracing us with your presence and sharing your story, Serena. It's really inspiring to see a young woman who went through the fire, came out on the other side, is thriving, and not just thriving, but now you're helping so many other women who are in similar situations as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It was an absolute pleasure. And I'm hoping that, you and I will stay connected. We would love to invite you to be one of the speakers at our upcoming conference event here in Melbourne. So I'll be extending an invitation to you as well.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to everybody who tuned in today. The Her Story Circle is attracting some phenomenal women. Tune in again tomorrow when I interview yet another amazing person. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and bye for now. Thanks again, Serena.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Her Story Circle podcast. I hope today's story has inspired you to believe in the power of our stories and the difference you can make in the world when you use your voice. I'm Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a rich tapestry of diverse perspectives. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these stories with more listeners. Follow us on social media by looking for the Her Story Circle podcast for more updates, and join us tomorrow for another episode filled with courage, resilience, and empowerment. Remember, your story matters, and together we're building a stronger, more inclusive world. Until next time, keep making her story.